So a box and whisker plot is a way of displaying the median, extremes, which are the minimum and maximum. So when we say extremes, there's a lower extreme, there's an upper extreme. That means the minimum number and the maximum number. Okay, we'll go over that more in a minute. And the quartiles. Do you guys remember how we talked about the lower quartile and the upper quartile to find that inner quartile range?
Yeah.
That's what that is, your quartiles of a set of data So what a box and whisker plot does is it shows spread, meaning it shows how far apart your numbers are. It's like the range of your numbers, the distance between numbers. So what we have to do is, in order to create a box and whisker plot, you have to identify these 5 data points. The first thing you need to find is your minimum. We need to know what the minimum is. Someone tell me what's minimum mean. What does minimum mean? When you say minimum, that means what, Connor? The least. That is your smallest number. So you must identify your smallest number, that minimum number. You must also identify the opposite of minimum. What's the opposite of minimum? And I'm going to put that on the last line because it's the largest number. So you need to identify the minimum and your maximum, the smallest and your largest numbers. Once you've identified the minimum and the maximum, then you need to find the median. And what's the median, you guys?
The middle number.
The middle number. Then once you've identified the median or your middle number, you are going to find your first quartile, or what's called the lower quartile. Those two words can be interchanged. And that is the median of the first half, meaning that's the median of the first half of the numbers. And then once you've identified the first quartile, then you can identify the third quartile or the upper quartile, which is the median of the second half. So we've kind of been practicing finding all 5 of those numbers already, right guys?
Yeah.
Reason being is because it was going to make box and whisker plots easier to learn when we practiced it with mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, so here is what we do. In order to find the 5 points, the first thing you must do is put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Then you need to find all of your points. I suggest you find your minimum and your maximum first. They technically have it last written right here. It really doesn't matter if you find it first or you find it last, because your minimum and maximum are never going to change. It's always the smallest number and the largest number. So you can find it first or you can find it last. It does not matter. You do have to find what number first. You have to find that middle number, that median first. You can't find the first quartile and you can't find the third quartile unless you found the median. Once you have found the median, then you can find the median of the upper half of numbers, which is the upper quartile, and you can find the median of the lower half of numbers, or the lower quartile. So I don't care when you find the minimum and the maximum, but you have to find the median first. Once you find the median of the lower half and then the median of the upper half, and you will have all 5 numbers. Does that make sense, guys? Let's do a practice problem. So we're going to go down to the bottom. Okay, we've got all these numbers listed right here. It says create a box and whisker plot using the following test scores. So first thing I want you to do is what? Huh? What did everyone say? I could not hear you. What do I have to do first? Go. Put them in order from least to greatest. Ask the person sitting next to you if you need to do it with them. Put them in order from least to greatest. All right, are we ready? Okay, what's the smallest number? What should come first? So make sure you write it and cross it off. Remember, we don't want to miss a number. You will mess this whole thing up if you leave a number off. What comes after 50?
55.
Next. Hey, everyone, pencils and pens should be down, and you should be listening and participating. What should come after 55?
60.
After 60?
70.
After 70?
70.
After 70?
73.
After 73?
85.
After 85?
90.
After 90?
92.
After 92?
95.
And after 95.
96.
Did we all get our ordering correct? Okay, now off to the side, you see how they have all the numbers, all the things that you need written down. You guys have to write down your numbers and you have to label them. Don't just tell me the numbers, label what the numbers are. So if you don't tell me what the numbers are, I will mark it wrong. So I want the minimum. What's that minimum, you guys?
55.
Minimum is what?
50.
50. So that minimum, guys, that's your smallest number. Then I want the maximum. What's my maximum?
96.
Maximum is your largest number. I want the smallest, I want the largest. Now I have to find my what? Median. Everyone find it for me, please. Go. What is it, everyone?
73.
Okay, I want you to box it in. That's your median. Do you notice how I've been boxing in my numbers? Keeps me a little organized. So 73, write your median, box it in. What? So now I have my lower set of numbers and I have my upper set of numbers. Is my median in my lower or in my upper? Neither. Good. So 73 does not belong in either set. That's where it's broken up. So now I need the median of the lower set of numbers. Everyone find that for me. What is it, everyone?
60.
So I'm going to write 60 for the first quartile because 60 is the median of the lower set. Now I need the median of the upper set. Raise your hand when you know what that is. The median of the upper set. What is it, you guys?
92.
92 because it is in the middle. Now we have all 5 numbers. Any questions about how we found all 5 numbers? We've kind of been practicing that a little bit, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
So now what we need to do is, now that we have the points, we need to draw a number line. So let's do that. I have my line here, right, guys? I need a number line. You must have your minimum number on the number line. So what's my minimum number?
50.
So my number line is going to start at 50. What's my maximum number?
96.
96. Here's the deal. I like to count by 5s or by 10s because it makes it go faster, right, guys? I don't want to count from 50 to 96, do I?
No.
That would be a lot. So we count by 5s, we count by 10s. So I'm going to show you how I do it. You can choose to do it or not do it. It's your choice, okay? So I count by 10s, so which means if I have 50, I'm going to put a decent amount of space and I'm going to do a 60. And then I'm going to do another decent amount of space and I'm going to do a 70. And notice I'm going to try and do the same amount of space in between each. And then I'll stop at the 90. We're not perfect, okay? Do your best to make them as even as possible. Is that understood? Then what I want you to do is you're going to go in between each and you're going to put a little tally in the middle of them to put the 5 in between. So 55. Then do another one and do 65. Then do the next one and do 75. Then do 85. And then I'm going to do 95. So I like to count by 10s, and then I put my 5s in between, so I'm counting by 5s. Does that make sense, everyone? Any questions about that? Okay, then what you have to do is then you plot the points. Now, when I plot the points, my first point I need to plot is a 50. So I go to the 50, and you're not plotting on the number line, you're plotting above the number line. So I'm going to go above the 50, and I'm going to put a dot above the 50. Then what's the next number I need to put a dot on?
60.
So I'm going to go to the 60 and put a dot above the 60. What's the next number?
73.
Now notice, I don't have 73 on my number line, do I, guys?
Mm.
So I need to add it. So when I add it, I'm going to add 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. I'm not going to number them, but I'm going to put little tally marks to count between 70 and 75. I don't need them numbered. I just need the little tally marks there. And then I can go to 73 and go up above it and put a dot. You have to be specific. You can't just guess. If you are sloppy, you're gonna get it wrong. Is that understood?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be sloppy in data. It doesn't work. There's a reason why computers are the ones that do a lot of the data creating, because computers can't be sloppy, right, guys? So when you are making all of this, you have to be precise. What's the next number?
92.
So I need my 4 tally marks between 90 and 95. So if I have 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, and then I'm going to go to 92, go up and put a dot. And then what's my last number? 96. So I'm going to go to 95, make one more tally mark, and then go up and put a dot. So do you see how I didn't draw every single little line that I needed?
Yeah.
That's because drawing all those lines is a lot of work, right guys?
Mm-hmm.
Shorten it up. It doesn't have to be that much. This is literally all it needs to look like. Is that understood? Questions? Yes, sir.
So the ones on Alex, are those like what's it like? Why is those like different?
They're not. They're the same. We got one more step to do.
Um,
Got one more step. So finally, last step, you need to connect Q1 and Q2 with a box. So we all need to grab a straight edge, a book, a ruler, a piece of paper, your lunch cart. I don't care what it is. It needs to be a straight edge. So everyone grab that so I can show you how to create this box. Remember, it must be precise. If your lines are not straight, you're getting it wrong. So you're going to take your straight edge and you're going to go to the Q1 point, which is the second one. You're going to draw a line going up and down through that point. Then you're going to go to the Q2 and you are going to draw a line going up and down through that point. So the second dot and the fourth dot, draw a line. Okay, now that your lines are drawn up and down, you then connect the two lines. So I go to the bottom of those two lines and I connect them. I go to the top of those two lines and I connect them. That is how you draw your box. Questions on the box? Once you're done with the box, you will draw the whiskers. The whiskers are the minimum and the maximum to the dot right next to them. So I take my straight edge and all I do is connect that first dot to the second dot with a straight line. Then do it with the same. Connect the fourth dot to the fifth dot with a straight line. Then you put a line through the median. Meaning, just like you drew a line going straight up and down through Q1 and Q2, you take your median and you draw a line going up and down through your median so that it touches the top of the box and the lower part of the box as well. So if you want to draw all three of those lines at the same time, do it. And then connect them all with a straight line on top, straight line on bottom, and now you are officially done. It's a lot of steps, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets. But it is a lot of steps. Questions? Okay, let's go to the next page of your notebook. So we have some practice problems right here. So I want everyone to look at number 1. Okay, and number 16, tell me what's our first step?
Order them from least to greatest.
Excellent, everyone order them from least to greatest, please go. Put your pen and pencil down when you are done ordering them from least to greatest for me, please. This is probably the most important step, because if you miss a number, you're gonna get something wrong. If you add an extra number, you're gonna get something wrong. So please take the writing in least to greatest very important. What number comes first, everyone?
18.
What comes after 18?
22.
What comes after 22?
23.
What comes after 23?
25.
Everyone should be responding. What comes after 25?
27.
After 27?
37.
After 34?
35.
After 35?
43.
After 42?
45.
After 45?
46.
After 46?
53.
After 50?
69.
After 55?
60.
If you mess up the order, guys, you're going to get it wrong. I can't stress that enough. So please make sure. Do you notice how I crossed a number off every single time? Cross your numbers off. I can't stress that enough. All right. Numbers are ordered from least to greatest. 14. What do I do now?
You check on
Find the what?
medium.
Median. Everyone find the median for me. Go. Peyton, what'd you get?
35.
Does everyone agree with Peyton's 35?
Nope.
Good, you should. Circle that 35, box it in, and write it for the median. 17, what should I do next?
You should find the maximum.
Okay, minimum and maximum, go. Jake, what's the minimum?
18.
Hopefully everyone told me 18 is that minimum. And 6, what's the maximum? 60. Questions? 19, what do I do now?
You find your first and third quartile.
Excellent. Everyone find the Q1. Everyone find the lower quartile. Okay, Sydney, can you remind me, what does the lower quartile 1 mean?
The median of the lower half.
The median of the lower half. Is there a legit median of the lower half that you can see on the paper? No. There's how many left over, Sydney?
There's
What are my middle numbers that you see on the paper?
23 and 25.
Okay, there are 2 middle numbers. Do you guys see that, everyone? And if there are 2 middle numbers, what do you have to do? Add them up and divide by 2. Or, if it's a problem like this, what number is directly between 23 and 25?
24.
So your Q1 is 24, because if you add 23 and 25 together, you'll get 48, and divide that by 2, you get 24. So you should get 24 as your Q1. Everyone find your Q2 for me. Go! 21. What did you get? What's quartile 2? What'd you say about it? I couldn't hear you. 48. Because you have 46 and 50 are your two middle numbers, and the number that's in the middle of them is 48. If you did 46 plus 50, divide by 2, you would get 48. Any questions on how we find those 5 numbers? Okay, now we have to draw our number line. What should we count by, guys? 5s. So we start with 10s. Okay? So if I start with 10s, I either start here. Do you think I should start with a 10 or a 15? What would make the most sense?
15.
Good. I want to start with a 15. So put your 15 first. And then my first count, I'm going to count by 5. So I'm going to go 15, make a little line, and go 20. What do I need to go to?
60.
I need to go to 60. So we're going to count by 10. So I've got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Once you've counted by 10s, put the 5 markers in between. So you'd have 25, 35, 45, 55. You could write the 65, but do we need it? No, so I'm going to leave it off. Any questions about how I'm doing my number lines? You could do it one little one at a time. You could count. There's no wrong way to do it. Is that understood, guys? No wrong way to write your number lines as long as your numbers are there. Okay, so I need to plot what number first? So we need to put the little lines in between 15 and 20. So if you count, you got 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And then you can go to 18, go up, and put a dot. Then you can do the same with 24. I need to count the little lines in between. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Go up and put a dot. What's the next number I need? 35. So go to 35. I don't have to do any dot lines for that one. Put a dot. Then I need 48. Make your little lines in between. So 46, 47, 48, and 49. Then go to 48, go up, and put a dot. And what's the last number I need a dot on? Go up and put a dot. Then you need to connect your box. So you draw 3 lines going up and down through the 3 middle dots. 3 straight lines, remember, they must be straight. Then once you've drawn your 3 lines, connect the 3 lines at the bottom, and then connect the 3 lines at the top. This is why I suggest using pencils so you don't make mistakes like I did. Hold on, guys. Then connect your whiskers. Okay, questions?